Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good morning and welcome, everyone. My question, I'm going to direct my question to Chancellor Nordenberg, and perhaps President Erickson would also like to talk about this topic. And my question deals with the impact of the governor's proposal on the regional branch campuses of your universities. I come from one of the most rural parts of the state. An area where there are no community colleges, there are no state system universities. We have one fine educational institution, and that's the University of Pittsburgh at Bradford. And looking at the cuts that have been proposed in the governor's proposal, I'd be interested in your thoughts on how that might affect the regional branch campuses of your universities.
Well, as you know, the branch campuses have been a very important part of the Pitt system. And as I think you know, I've always had a special place in my heart for the University of Pittsburgh at Bradford. That's what happens when you marry someone from that area. And it is a campus that in some ways doesn't square with people's perceptions of Pitt, a city university, because Pitt Bradford serves a sparsely populated geographic area about the size of the state of Connecticut. If you look at what is happening through these accumulated cuts, basically we're being pushed in the direction of being private institutions. Which has implications for the question just asked in terms of tuition, too. At Pitt, if we absorbed all of this cut through tuition alone, it would be an 18% increase for our in-state students, or nearly $3,000. But you can look at it another way, and that is, if somebody's telling us that we ought to be private, well, private school tuition at a comparable university would be $40,000 or $45,000 a year. So we could be going up $25,000 a student. Another thing that you see about private research universities is that they don't have branch campuses. I mean, if you think about institutions that are roughly equivalent to Pitt city-based major research universities, they don't have branch campuses. And so that becomes a key question for us. And I know that President Erickson and I have talked about this, and he already has alluded to it. There are going to be particular challenges attracting and supporting students who really need those educational programs on the campuses that are not located at the center of the university. I pledge to you that we're not looking to do anything to those regional campuses. We love all four of them, but we're being pushed in a way where thinking about that becomes inevitable.
I think President Nordenberg has described the situation very well. We, too, are very strongly committed and have been for decades and decades to our Commonwealth campuses, to our regional campuses, which serve such an important role in the overall mission of Penn State. But as President Nordenberg indicated, it's increasingly challenging. All of our regional campuses, our Commonwealth campuses, are viable at this point, but the question is really for the future. As funding continues to decline, students will no longer be able to attend. So it's not a matter of what we do to the campuses. It's really a matter of the students making choices on the basis of what they can possibly afford. And increasingly, they will be unable to afford a Penn State education, either to stay for 4 years at a campus in a program that's very much oriented to local workforce needs, or to move to another campus, including University Park, where they have access to a couple of hundred different majors. But either way, it's going to be increasingly challenging, and as President Nordenberg indicated, one only has to look around at private research universities to see the difference in the mission and structure. We've always been very strongly committed to our land-grant mission, to our role as a public research university, but it's getting more and more difficult every year to see that model be sustained over the years ahead. We really need to have a better understanding of where we're going.
I appreciate your response, and I think these regional campuses are vitally important to access for people in rural areas. So I appreciate those comments, and it's very obvious to me, looking at the governor's proposal, that we certainly have some work to do. So thank you very much for your comments.